Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim for The Real Sports Talk. You can hit me up on Twitter at CashKelly_TRST, and you can also like The Real Sports Talk on Facebook. Again, check out our website, therealsportstalk.wordpress.com. I do want to say next week I'm going to be out of town on vacation, so Akeem's going to be holding down a lot of the videos, and then John and I have pre-recorded a few MLB countdowns, and then Cody and Denton will be giving you their normal stuff as well. So it's pretty much going to be like just another normal week, except not as much from me. Akeem will basically be covering all the breaking news or anything that happens. Speaking of breaking news, the Nets have re-signed Deron Williams to a 5-year, $98 million deal. Really an impressive move from him. He's worth the money, I believe. I think last year behind Chris Paul, and you can make an argument that because Chris Paul had a better overall team, that Deron Williams may very well have been the best point guard in the NBA last year. He was certainly one of them. And really, from the outset, it was either the Mavericks or he was going to stay in Brooklyn. Well, not really stay in Brooklyn. Move over to Brooklyn from New Jersey and stay with the Nets. And he decided to make that decision. Honestly, if I was him, my decision would have been to go to Dallas. But he made the decision that was best for him. And I believe that as bleak as things seemed yesterday when Chris Broussard said that the Nets were out of the Dwight Howard thing, they don't seem too bleak now because they have a deal centered around Chris Humphries. I guess they would do a sign and trade. A few other players and like 3 first-round draft picks that would land them Dwight Howard, and it doesn't seem like it's necessarily that far away from happening. So if they could do that, they're going to get Joe Johnson now. They're going to have a lot of money on their team tied up into 3 players. I think they would have more money, depending on how much the Dwight Howard extension would be. They would have more money locked into those 3 players than the Celtics had in their big 3 or the Heat have in their big 3. So it would be extremely tough, at least originally, to get a lot of depth on this team. Now maybe you could, maybe they backloaded the contract for Deron Williams. I haven't looked that in depth into the details, or they could do that for Dwight Howard and try and add in a few pieces, Mario Chalmers, Mike Millers, those type of pieces that the Heat were able to add, and Mike Miller may not have worked out as well, but the pieces that you try and add to take yourself from having a big 3 to having a big 3 that can really take you to the championship with the help of a few other players. The one thing that I like about this big 3, if it happens, is that this big 3 has a center. And when you have a point guard and a center, that's going to be a lot more dominant than having a shooting guard and a small forward like the Heat do. And I think that it will work better. I think that if they're able to land Dwight Howard, it might take some time to get some chemistry down. But they immediately jump to the second best team in the East with all the questions that the Bulls have about when Derrick Rose is going to be back and how explosive he will be next year. So we'll see. Great move by the Nets to lock up D. Will to a 5-year, $98 million deal. They already acquired Joe Johnson, and it looks like Dwight Howard may very well be on his way. So we'll see what happens. Nets get D. Will. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, and check out our website, therealsportstalk.wordpress.com. And I'll catch you guys later.